everybody, Ben Roberts here, the Raptors Digest reacting. The Toronto Raptors have made a move. This is an initial reaction. Obviously, me and Riker will make a more proper, longer video breaking down this whole trade and everything that's gone on. But the Toronto Raptors has sent away Jonas Valanciunas, DeLon Wright, and CJ Miles, along with a 2024 second-round pick for Marc Gasol. Now, this is a guy that's been tied to the Raptors for the past year or so. Toronto's always been in discussions whenever Marc Gasol has become available. He's a 34-year-old big man, a three-time All-Star for the Memphis Grizzlies. He's been a Defensive Player of the Year, but his production has kind of fallen off a bit the past couple years. He's averaging 16 points and 8 rebounds, and we gave up a lot. We gave up a lot to get Marc Gasol. And to be 100% honest with you, my initial thoughts, I haven't really got to think it over. You know, this trade literally came out, and I'm making a quick few-minute initial reaction on this trade. But I don't know what to think. I don't know what to think. Looking at his stats, 16 points, 8 rebounds, that's solid. He plays decent defense. He can shoot the three pretty well. He shoots the three ball at a 34% clip, which isn't horrible for a big, lumbering big man. He shoots about 4 a game, which is solid. Personally, I think this trade's a bit jarring because the Toronto Raptors' biggest issues were the wing players, the three-point shooting consistency. I guess Gasol would improve that as he's a better three-point shooter than JV and Serge, but he's not a three-point shooter. He's not a guy that's going to come out and knock them down for you, be a Brook Lopez sort of deal at the big man position. But the guy is 34 years old. He's 34 years old. I think he improves the team now. I think he's an upgrade over JV at the current moment. Obviously, JV is about 9 years younger and has a lot of promise, has shown a lot of improvement over the past few seasons, despite the fact he was injured for most of this one this year. But I'm just a bit confused. This is going to be a rambly podcast. I'm still a bit shocked by the move. And currently, it might change, obviously, the more I get to reflect on the trade, but did we really improve by this trade? Did the Raptors really improve by this move? Because I guess JV is an upgrade over, Marc Gasol is an upgrade over JV. I think that's fair to say this season. But including DeLon in that, DeLon, he's had his ups and downs this season, but for the past few weeks, he's been pretty solid, putting in about 10 points a game. He's looking a bit more confident. I know DeLon's we look at him as a young guy because he came in with Norman Powell and all those boys, but he's like 26, 27. Is he really going to improve that much? And regardless, even if he doesn't, he's been a quality player. He was an integral member of the bench mob last season. This year, he's taken a minor regression, so to speak. But we need three-point shooting and wing players that are consistent. And I don't know if this really did for us. CJ Miles, despite his horrendous season, he still had potential to maybe hit some threes for us for a stretch. I don't think CJ Miles is a huge loss, but to get nothing back, our biggest issue was wing players. We didn't really need to improve the center position that much. We had JV, Serge, and Greg Monroe as pure insurance. And we were talking about how JV and Serge were playing at an all-star level. If they were considered one player, they were playing at an all-star level. And I don't know if moving JV was necessarily the necessary move, especially when you're giving up two players that are in positions. I know CJ's been trash, and DeLon Wright is not a game changer, so to speak. But before this deadline's over, Masai really needs to fill those holes on our wings. Because as I've repeated in this pod, I know it's rambly. I apologize for this. We'll have a much better structured podcast with Riker and I coming later. But it was the three-point shooting on the wings, guys that can knock down shots, and our bench. Our bench is depleted right now. We gave up 3 bench guys for 1 starter, and this is another thing too. Will Marc Gasol start on this team? I know, talking to a lot of people, reading through Reddit, it's not really a discussion that's been had, but Marc Gasol, as I mentioned, I said it before, 16 points, 8 rebounds. He's playing for the Memphis Grizzlies, who have really struggled this season, but Serge Ibaka has been having maybe not an all-star like season, but pretty close. He's averaging 16 points, 8 rebounds as well, at a much higher efficient field goal percentage than Marc Gasol. He's a bit more mobile on the defensive end. Marc Gasol is a solid defender, but Serge Ibaka is capable of moving around, keeping up with those three-point shooting big men. And maybe in this new system, I know Nick Nurse has been taking some flack, and deservedly so. He hasn't had the most proficient offense that we were hoping to see, but it has helped the big men for the Toronto Raptors have success. And in this system, Serge Ibaka has thrived. Maybe Marc Gasol will thrive to an even greater extent because he has had a better career than Serge Ibaka so far. But I don't know. I'm just confused. I'm just as baffled as the rest of Raptors fans about this trade. It's better than Kyle Lowry getting moved. Maybe he'll get moved by the time this pod is uploaded, but I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. We're gonna have a serious breakdown of this trade coming later tonight and all moves that are subsequently may happen. I'm sure this isn't Masai's last move, whether it's before the deadline or before the buyout market. I know Wesley Matthews is a guy. And one player that I also wanted to mention, get Wayne Ellington. Wayne Ellington has been waived by the Phoenix Suns. If we can get him, this trade is 1,000% worth it. I'm a bit on the fence about it right now, and maybe once I see some more Marc Gasol highlights, see him in a Raptors uniform, maybe I'll change my mind, but my heart is broken. JV's gone. So I'm on the fence about this trade right now, but if we can get a guy like Wayne Ellington or even Wesley Matthews, if he ends up getting bought out, a wing player that can shoot threes and play solid defense, then that's fine. This trade was good. Fair enough. DeLon Wright wasn't really a three-point shooter. If we replace, if we can get a wing player that knocks down threes and plays defense, quality trade. Right now, on the fence. Let me know what you guys think. Was this a fleece? Did we get fleeced? Or we're in a win now season? Certainly makes the Toronto Raptors team more exciting. I think that's fair enough to say. Regardless, I'm signing out. Cheers.